The NBA has given us some of the most iconic moments in the history of sports, but it has also given us some of the most iconic moments in the history of memes. You never know when a funny mistake or statement can instantly be turned into a meme by the internet, and in this video we'll be taking a look at some of the most hilarious NBA moments that turned into memes. First up, we have James Harden capturing how we all feel when we're asked a stupid question. Back in 2015, the Rockets were not at the top of their game, but there was still one person who could still carry the team to victories, and that man was James Harden. In a game against the Clippers that the Rockets were expected to lose, Harden managed to score 46 points in an incredible performance, leading the Rockets to victory. In a post-match interview with Harden, everything seemed to be going smoothly, with the reporter praising Harden and his performance. But things took a turn for the hilarious when the reporter asked Harden if he has the rhythm going. That face instantly became an internet sensation, and it's still used to this day. Next up, we still haven't gotten enough of James Harden and his misfortunes. James Harden is an incredibly talented athlete. He is one of the most successful NBA players of recent years, but regardless of how good he is at basketball, this man can't help but turn into a hilarious meme every time without fail. His iconic post-match interview isn't the only meme brought into this world. There's the second match of the 2019 playoffs, when the Rockets were facing off against the Warriors. This playoff isn't really that well known for its result, but is more well known because of an incident involving Harden and Draymond Green. While trying to block a throw, Draymond Green's hand accidentally stabbed into Harden's eye and nearly left him blind. Instead of empathizing with Harden and the immense pain he must have gone through, Twitter ended up creating thousands of memes of Harden's facial expressions with his bloodshot red eyes. As it turns out, many people on Twitter thought Harden's physical pain resembled their own emotional pain and would generally use this reaction image for any time they were sad or hurt. A bit intensive but hilarious nonetheless. And now, Alonzo Mourning's confusion. Alonzo Mourning is undoubtedly one of the greatest basketball legends in history, but there is one thing the people remember about him that's probably even more popular than his basketball career. During the season opener for the Miami Heat in 2006, the Miami Heat, Alonzo's team, was expected to continue their reign of success that they had during the previous season, but it was already falling apart in the first match. The Heat were trailing the Bulls by over 30 points, and Alonzo was clearly upset by this. When the camera panned over to his face while he was sitting courtside, you could see him visibly pissed off at the team, but a few seconds later he looks like he's giving a nod of approval. Alonzo himself said he didn't really know what he was thinking when he made this face, but it turned out to be one of the NBA's most iconic memes of all time, a timeless one at that. Up next, the most wholesome meme in NBA history. Kevin Durant is one of the greatest NBA players of all times, and the peak of his career was probably during the 2013-14 season when he averaged 35.9 points per game and also scored 30 points or more in 12 consecutive games. By the end of the season, he beat out the likes of LeBron James to become the MVP for that year. While accepting his MVP award, Kevin Durant gave one of the most emotional speeches in NBA history, thanking everyone who helped him out along the way, but most importantly, thanking his mom for raising him in such a difficult environment as a single mother and keeping him and his brothers off the streets. At the end of the speech, Kevin Durant said to his mom the most famous line that'll ever be etched into meme history: "You the real MVP." Of course, the internet completely disregarded the rest of his emotional speech and turned "You the real MVP" into one of the most famous meme phrases of all time. The next meme is Russell Westbrook giving a reporter a stupid answer to a stupid question. Back in 2013, Westbrook, along with the Thunder, lost to the Utah Jazz in a game where Westbrook performed exceptionally well, and it was a close game too. When Westbrook was being interviewed by a reporter right after the game, the reporter asked what may have been the stupidest question he could possibly ask. He said, "Did you guys lose this game or did the Jazz win this one?" Westbrook's iconic "What?" along with his following sentence, which we're not gonna say here, turned into an instant classic. It was used as a reaction meme across pretty much all platforms on the internet. Up next is the kind of support we all need from time to time. Draymond Green has already been mentioned in this video for another meme. He was the guy who almost left James Harden blind, but that's not the only meme he's responsible for creating. Kevin Durant and Draymond Green were almost an entire team on their own. They would always assist one another, work flawlessly together, but most importantly, they always had each other's back to hilarious extents. There's probably no better example of how the two supported each other than when in the 2017 playoffs. Kevin Durant wasn't exactly having a good time, and generally just seemed down. In such an important game, we just can't have a player as valuable as KD not to be at his best, which is why before the game restarted, you can see Draymond gave KD an intense motivational speech, hand gestures, and everything. The moment became a meme as soon as someone on Twitter zoomed in on the wholesome moment, and it has been a popular meme ever since. The next meme on our list will make you cry laughing almost as much as Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan doesn't need any sort of introduction at all. He is, without a doubt, the single greatest and most iconic NBA player of all time, along with being a pop culture and fashion icon. He's also one of the few billionaires in sports. There are quite a few memes involving Michael Jordan, but there has been no greater meme involving Michael Jordan than his speech at the 2009 NBA Hall of Fame ceremony. While his speech itself isn't actually all that remembered, Jordan got a bit too emotional at the end of it and burst into tears, to the amusement of the internet. A single screenshot of the clip showing him in tears all over his face turned into one of the most overused memes of all time. Even today, 12 years later, you still regularly come across this crying face. Michael Jordan is fully aware of this meme as well and has made fun of it in the past. Up next is the meme that brought back Shaq. Shaquille O'Neal is not only an NBA legend, but also an actor who has starred in various movies, TV shows, and most importantly, commercials. Shaq was eventually turned into a brand ambassador for Gold Bond products, and there were numerous commercials produced that weren't exactly meant to turn into memes, but Shaq's priceless facial expressions and overdramatic acting pushed it one step further, and every single ad was going viral on Twitter until one Twitter user made an edit of the clips to distort Shaq's face, and it truly went viral. For a while, the meme became absolutely inescapable, and even today it still pops up from time to time, even in posts that are unrelated to the NBA, which shows you the kind of crossover appeal that Shaquille O'Neal has. And finally, Nick Young is confused. It's funny how being a basketball player is the only notable job Nick Young has ever had, but he's pretty much universally known for everything that isn't related to basketball. He's probably most famous for being the ex-fiancé of rapper Iggy Azalea or being Kendrick Lamar's cousin. But there's also one other hilarious moment that made Nick Young famous, at least on the internet. On a YouTube show called Through the Lens featuring Nick Young, we got to see a day in the life of Nick Young himself. While the episode itself was nothing too special, there was just one moment that the internet will never forget. Reacting to a comment made by his mother, Young makes the most hilariously confused expression of all time. The meme was instantly popular. It was voted as the single most popular meme of 2015, the year in which the episode was released. And to this day, it remains one of the most popular memes in the history of the internet. And that's a wrap for the NBA moments that turned into memes. Which one of these memes never fails to make you laugh? Let us know in the comments below. As always, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you next time!